online, as is his wife Nancy and their kids. And thankfully, Michael and Cindy and their family are here. And we're honored you're here, and we're honored that so many people are here to celebrate. We have a lot of VIPs here, which is appropriate for something of this significance for the university. If I were to recognize every single VIP, we'd be here all day. So let me try to get this right. Okay, so we have a number of members of our Board of Trustees here, including our chair, Gina Adams, Mark Duber, Mehdi Haravi. I think Alan Meltzer is here or will be here. Jeff Sine, thank you for being here. Lillian Baez Mendoza, AU's faculty trustee, is here. And Jehan Gendro, who is our student on the Board of Trustees, is here. Thank you for being here. Ambassador Stuart Bernstein is here. Thank you, Stuart. We have a number of members of the KOGAD Advisory Committee. Maybe just wave your hand. Thank you for being here. Mark's double duty. We have members of the University Campaign Committee here. Thank you for being here. We have members of the AU Alumni Board, and we have numerous members of the President's Council, including, I want to give a shout out to Vicki Wilkins, our provost, and Courtney Searles, who is coming. She's busy. I want to give a special thank you to one of our speakers, Rachel Koretsky, who's here, and let me tell you why. This week has been a terrible week for the world, and it has been an even worse week for anybody who's Jewish. It's very personal. And the impact of what's going on in Israel has impacted AU. So I have lots of friends that are affected. Stuart Bernstein has 10 grandkids in Israel. Rachel's husband is an Israeli citizen. They have 2 kids, one 2 and one 3-month-old. And last Sunday, he got a call that his unit was being deployed. So he was on a plane Sunday night and in Israel. And Rachel, I'm just grateful you're here. We're grateful you're here with your AU family. And I want to thank your husband and wish him safety. So thank you for being here. Gary is listening online, but he's well known to everybody at AU. So let me just talk a little about Michael Veloric. They're partners. Michael has said that Gary's the brains and he's the brawn. And they came together to support the Veloric Center. So Michael runs the Veloric Foundation. He's a prominent philanthropist. He's had a distinguished career in health, in investing. He dedicated a significant part of his life to supporting veterans coming back from deployment. And with this gift, you're making a huge impact on AU. He's also very active in Israel. He is one of the big supporters of the Technion Institute, which is one of the great technology centers in the world. So, Michael, thank you for being here. So, how do you describe Gary Veloric? He's brilliant. He's unpredictable. He's hyperkinetic, and he's a disruptor. When I took this job, Gary called me and said, "We're going to do great things for your school, but it's going to be unpredictable." And it's unpredictable with Gary. Since that day, sometimes I talk to Gary once a week, sometimes I talk to him daily, sometimes I talk to him 5 days a week. Mark Duber's known him forever. He's an unpredictable guy, right, Mark? Okay. But here's what I've learned about Gary. There are 4 things that drive his essence: family, deals, music, and AU. And they're all interconnected. Let me tell you how. Family. When I started this role, Gary said, if we're going to work together, you need to get to know my family. So individually, I met with each of his kids, with his wonderful wife, Nancy, with his brother, Michael, with Drew, who is starting his own sustainable fashion line, which is consistent with what we're doing at KOGAD. 3 of his kids are entrepreneurs. 1 of them attended AU. Michael took classes at AU when he was an intern in Washington. And family's everything to him. family, business, music, American. Business. Gary is an entrepreneur. He's started or supported over 100 businesses. He's got one of the most sophisticated financial minds of anybody I've ever met. Many of the people I worked with in private equity could not hold a candle to his creativity. He built J.G. Wentworth. He's supported the music business. He's been on the Grammy board. He's won Webbies. He's done it all. And he still loves the deal, as Michael can tell you. Every day he's thinking about deals. Music. Gary loves music. When I first took this job, it was a little strange because he would send me a text with a song and say, "This is your inspiration for the day." And then the follow-up text would say, "And don't call me until you've listened to all the lyrics." And I'm going, okay, this was not part of my dean's job description. But music defines who he is. He loves it. He loves rock and roll. When he gave this gift with his wife, Nancy, he said there's going to be two parts. One is going to be to support the entrepreneurship program. The other is to support concerts at AU. Because he says, I learned to become an entrepreneur by supporting concerts. And there are two conditions for the money coming to AU. One is that students are involved in managing the concerts. And two is that we use it to create community at AU. Bring the alumni back. Do it on family weekend. Create community at AU, because that was part of my essence. Finally, AU. Gary loves AU. It gave him his start. He met lifelong friends here. It's his passion, and as Michael can tell you, it gives him purpose. The gift that Michael, Gary, and the Veloric family gave is the largest gift the school's ever received from someone not named Bob Kogod. And their gift is inspiring others to support our great school. So all of these things strand together: music, business, AU, and family. And with this gift, Gary and Michael and the family, Nancy, are giving Tommy White and Danielle Vogel the tools to help future entrepreneurs do the same thing that he did. And that's a gift to Gary's family, Gary's AU family. So thank you, Gary. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, the entire Veloric family. I'm also proud to introduce another great leader, someone who's one of the most impressive leaders I've ever met in my career, someone who's been a 2-time cabinet officer, an advisor to 3 presidents, someone who's led AU for almost 7 years with skill and grace, President Sylvia Burwell.
Thanks, Dave, for that introduction and your leadership. And I think just want to second something that Dave said, which is, I think just taking a moment to acknowledge a very difficult week for our entire community. It's, I think, important to pause before we move on to a celebration that we are excited. And want to thank everybody for being here. Dave, thank you for recognizing our Board of Trustees, past and present, who are here. Thank you all so much for being a part of this. Tommy, Danielle, and now what will actually be known as the Veloric Center for Entrepreneurship team. Really want to thank you all for your commitment, your vision, and your hard work, which created the space for the reality of what we're here and able to do. And also want to say thank you for the Kogod Schools, Business School's namesake, since we're all here together. And, Bob Kogod and his wife, Arlene, have been some of this university's most generous benefactors. And I think, I'm looking with the lights I can't quite see, I actually think that 2 of the newly, Bob and Arlene just endowed 3 new chairs. These chairs with a $15 million gift. And I think we have 2 of them here today. I'm looking. Valentina, are you here? Professor Valentina Bruno, who has been selected as the Arlene R. and Bob P. Kogod Eminent Scholar Chair in Finance. And also, Sonia, are you here? Professor Sonia Greer is the other one of these chairs, and she has been selected as the Arlene R. and Robert P. Kogod Eminent Scholar Chair in Marketing. And so a big thanks to the Kogods for their generosity as well. And today, we're here to celebrate, as Dave said, another huge step for this school and for the entire university in terms of the Veloric Center for Entrepreneurship. And want to thank the Veloric family. Gary, you and I have been in touch by text today. I'm waving to the screen to you, as well as Michael, Cindy, Drew, and Dina. And they're, Nancy, I think you may be joining us online as well. There he is. Excellent. On cue, Gary. Perfect. Thank you. And it's really exciting now that the Veloric Center is real and right here and in front of us. And I remember actually the first visit. I don't know if you and Nancy remember. Courtney and I came to visit you, Gary, at the suggestion actually of Gary Cohn. And so we come down to visit. And I went to visit Gary because I wanted to ask him, would he please help us find a new dean of the business school? And so I asked Gary, will you help us with this effort? And Gary looks at me and he says, are you sure? I'm going to say what I think. And I said, Gary, that's why I came to ask. And Gary agreed to serve on the committee and the committee that brought us our great dean to this university. And we're so glad that Dave is here. And Gary, we're so appreciative of that service and all the service you had done to this university. And then, you really have with this effort, and since we've selected our new dean, been so committed to this university, and we're excited to be a part of the legacy of success that you have. And as was mentioned and you saw on the video, this is the man who chaired AU's concert committee. And when you think about what that meant and the reputation for those who have been a part of this community for a very long time, we are so proud of that success when you were here at AU. There are some people in this audience, we may need some stories about Gary. You knew them then in the reception. We'll go to that. And as Dave articulated, an incredibly successful businessman, proficient in more than 50 areas of finance, a disruptor, as Dave said, in multiple industries. But Gary didn't do this alone. And Michael, we're so happy that you're here as an incredible partner as well. And as Dave mentioned, Michael earned his degree from Drew and his MBA from Temple, but we are focused on the classes that he took here at AU that were a part of your success and your global success. And he currently leads Veloric Holdings for the family and invests in ventures worldwide. It is inspiring to see your support for AU is really a Veloric family affair. And the center, which you all are going to hear much more about from others, is just one piece of the Veloric legacy, and we're so very thankful for it. We're also, as Dave mentioned, going to continue some of that legacy tonight with the first event of the Veloric Event Fund, and I hope to see you all at Bender Arena, Florida, and Hayes Warner. And just want to say a huge thank you. You all are making AU better for generations to come through this effort. And it is an exciting time to be involved with our university. We have a proud entrepreneurial tradition. And Gary and Michael, you are emblematic, as is your whole family. And I know that with your all's continued support and the leadership of Dave, Tommy, Danielle, and others, that the Veloric Center is going to continue to create change. It's going to disrupt, and it's going to help build a better future. The center is the fourth research and innovation hub that's been created or named during the $500 million Change Can't Wait campaign. It's going to join the Meltzer-Schwartzberg Center for Israel Studies, the Kahn Cyber and Economic and Security Institute, and the Sign Institute, Jeff, if you can give a wave, of Policy and Politics. And in fact, tomorrow night, we're actually going to celebrate the Sign's 5th anniversary. And we are 60 million from that finish line of this campaign. And the fruits of that labor and generosity are really going to be, they're realized now, but they'll be even more fully realized in the generations to come. Here at the Veloric Center, we will bring together students from across this campus to engage with experts and to hone their entrepreneurial skills. And already student ventures created in the center's incubator have earned more than $10 million. And that potential for impact is just going to grow. So I hope that when you all are enjoying the reception and Constitution, that you're going to have a moment to talk to our student entrepreneurs. So I'm going to stop and just say a huge, huge thank you to the Veloric family. And you all really embody what we all say here at American University, which is once an eagle, always an eagle. Thank you. Dave?
So we're going to ask the Veloric family and our chair, Gina Adams, to come over here, and we will cut a ribbon, sort of. Okay. 3, 2, 1, go. So it wouldn't be a deal for Gary without one of these. So thank you very much. Oh, we're going to take a picture. And now, Michael took Spanish class when he was at American, so he's going to give his speech in Spanish, right? I'd like to invite, actually, we're going to go to Gary Veloric for some comments. I think unmute, Gary. You're start over and unmute.
I did it twice now. Thank you, Dean Marchek. President Well, Dean Marchek, Professor White, Ms. Koreski, Ms. Vin, faculty, students, and distinguished guests. I'm sorry I can't be with you in person today. Let me begin with a special mention of Bob Kogod. I cannot thank him enough for his support, leadership, and inspiration in building such a strong foundation for American's business school to evolve and grow. My family and I are both humbled and excited to be able to contribute to its evolution. I am so honored to be here by Zoom with each of you, friends and family, today for the unveiling of the Veloric Center for Entrepreneurship at American University's Kogod School of Business. As you saw in the video a short while ago, entrepreneurship is in my family's DNA. However, you must understand everyone's path to achieve entrepreneurial success and failure is done to their own tune. Being an entrepreneur can be a very risky occupation. It takes a lot of self-sacrifice, drive, and ambition. In fact, a lot of times, if you knew any better, you would never put yourself in such a dangerous situation. J.G. Wentworth was the pioneer of the industry to purchase structured settlements. We were named as defendants in numerous lawsuits by the insurance industry, the government, and class action lawsuits. They all challenged the legality of purchasing structured settlements. One story I will share with you illustrates the spirit and resiliency entrepreneurs must have. The week before the trial involving Safeco Insurance Company, I fell and ruptured my quadricep muscle. I had to rest in bed and have the swelling reduced before they could operate to repair it. Naturally, the Safeco trial began the day before the operation. Their legal team insisted that I appear and testify at the trial. They sent an ambulance to my house and carried me into the courtroom on a stretcher where I testified for more than 2 hours. The next day, I woke up from my operation and found out we had won. The victory gave us the leverage to reach a global settlement that ultimately resulted in federal and state legislation being passed, which allows for the purchase of structured settlements. While I was at American, as a student, they didn't specifically teach entrepreneurship. They did encourage it, however. What excites me the most about the dreamers and problem solvers who will pass through the halls of the Veloric Center for Entrepreneurship in coming years is the foundational entrepreneurial playbook they will be provided here to better navigate the many challenges and opportunities they will encounter when transforming new ideas into new ventures. Young minds who utilize the Veloric Center's many resources will have access to a robust team of experts who will refine their business knowledge and skill both inside and outside the classroom at the very start of their lifelong professional journey. I believe the experiences they will encounter at the Veloric Center will provide American University graduates quite an advantage in the marketplace. A big part of what I've learned, what makes a resilient and successful entrepreneur, goes far beyond textbooks. It is their ability to embrace uncertainty, risk, and failure that they can endure. There are entrepreneurial opportunities everywhere today. We are in the midst of a golden age of entrepreneurship with so many global and human challenges to solve. Willing, bright-minded entrepreneurs now have tools like never before to tackle these challenges, thanks to the coming age of digital finance, artificial intelligence, and global communications connectivity. There was one recording artist signed to Red Stripe playing music. His name is Marcel. He is here today and will perform for you later. His single was named Believin' and became my theme song for inspiration and is now the theme song for the Veloric Entrepreneur Center. Let me end with quoting some of his words that inspired me. If I get knocked down, I'm right back up. The ones that I love give me strength. I'm back and in now, baby. I've pulled myself right back up, and there ain't a prayer that I haven't prayed. I've been the talk of the town. I've been juggled around. A few friends I have lost. I guess I played the clown. I've been promised and primed. Been moments I've cried for better days, better ways. I thought about leaving, but I stuck it out, picked up my chin, and I keep on believing. Thank you.
So you can see family, deals, music, American. That's Gary. Michael, would you be kind enough to say a few words?
Good afternoon. Welcome everybody to this special event. I want to let you know that how special this is to me and my family. When my entrepreneurial brother came to me and said we should start an entrepreneurial center, you know what I thought. But I've been exposed to entrepreneurs all through my life, and I thought this would be a great opportunity to expose individuals to entrepreneurs. One of the things that I want you to know is that my brother and I complement each other. Although he's an entrepreneur, I am not. But I am excited about the new center here because individuals can learn not only about entrepreneurs, but if you're not an entrepreneur, any smart, good entrepreneur will surround themselves with people that are even smarter than them. So keep that in mind. Enjoy. Thank you very much.
So one of the great things about American University is that we have not only incredibly world-recognized scholars, but we also have faculty members who have done what they teach. And I want to introduce you to one of those, Tommy White, who directs the new Veloric Center for Entrepreneurship. So Tommy has been teaching entrepreneurship for 10 years, been running our entrepreneurship program. Before he got here, he started and sold 3 companies. So much of what you learn in entrepreneurship is actually taught outside the classroom at American University. And I'm thrilled to introduce Tommy White.
What he didn't mention was the 3 companies that went belly up, too. So, yeah, which is part of the failure process. Good afternoon, everyone. So delighted to be here. I, too, would like to thank everyone who's here today and thank wholeheartedly the Veloric family, the foundation, and Gary for everything you're doing for us. Our gratitude has no end here. Yes, this is truly a transformational moment for our entrepreneurship programming at American University. The journey began in 2012-2013 with then chair of the management department at Kogod, Dr. Steve Holmberg, who was able to convince then Dean Ginsberg to provide a bit of seed capital to launch our Entrepreneurship Innovation Initiative. Steve was the architect of the entire program, and without his foresight, risk-taking, and perseverance to launch the program, none of us would be here today. Steve, please stand up to be recognized. Now, Steve knew he couldn't do it on alone, so he found two former entrepreneurs, myself and Bill Bellows, and invited us to join him on the journey. Bill and I ran the program together for 9 years before Bill's retirement last year. We were a great match. Sometimes I played the role of Johnny Carson, and he'd be Egg McMahon, and other times we'd reverse that and change that up. Bill's one of the most amazing, insightful, and transformational individuals I've ever worked with. He's my friend and my colleague. Bill, please stand up. You recognize? Okay, from here, the list can get crazily long of all those individuals who've had an impact on our program in the years. I'm gonna have to mention some of them here. Aron Carmel, John Delaney, Dave Marchek, Parthiban David, Barbara Bird, Mark Clark, Siri Turgensen, Jesse Bading, Catherine Walters-Conte, Gustava Abbott, Meg Bentley, Stephanie Fisher, Karan Martinez, Katya Popova, Casey Evans, Ayman Omar, Dave Marchek. Did I mention? I think I mentioned already. Yeah. Pretty big impact for us here. All of our Entrepreneurship Advisory Council members, I think 3 of them might be here today. Lisa Rosenthal, Jason Kral, Young Kim might be here today. Obviously, all of our entrepreneurship faculty, our facilities and event teams, what a wonderful job they did here with everything today for putting our things together here. Our development offices, our student offices, all of our other faculty and staff at Kogod, and of course, all the folks who participate as guest speakers, competition judges, all of these folks that have been part of the AU community. Has just been amazing. And then, of course, our students and our student founders, which we have a number of them in the audience today. And then finally, to the newest member of our team, Daniel Vogel, the new assistant director to the Veloric Center, who has joined us last year and simply been an awesome addition to the team. So round of applause for all of them. I'd like for you guys to stand up if you're here. Anybody's name I mentioned today, please stand up. Everyone up there, come on. There's a lot of you here today. I really appreciate everything you've done. So, wow. It's like the startup that's been bootstrapping for years that finally gets the big investment. You know, they party hard on a Monday night, they're hungover on Tuesday, and Wednesday they look at each other and they say, now what? So Danielle, are you ready to tackle the now what? The most amazing thing about our entrepreneurship programming is that the entire focus is on student experiential learning and education. With this funding and the name change from the Center of Innovation to the Center for Entrepreneurship, we will be better positioned to promote entrepreneurial mindset and risk-taking across campus, and increase our direct resources to students desiring to commercialize their innovation ideas and help them launch startup companies. We see the center as a critical hub to all the spokes of innovation across campus. Create your ideas in the various labs and schools across all of AU. Come to us and we'll help you launch that as a business. We see everything we go into that being a real part of our role here at the university. And let me give you some numbers. Since our launch, we've had over 250 AU founders and co-founders. Over 65% of them have been women and or minorities. Over 300 applicants to our incubator program with about 150 acceptances to it. Over 700 students have participated as interns and staff of these ventures. We work with 20 to 30 ventures at any one time. And you, as Sylvie said, you'll have a chance to meet some of them later on at the reception. They are tabling over there and they've been practicing their pitch. So go challenge them a little bit, all right? Make sure you get to them. Our student ventures have generated over $10 million in revenue and raised over $6 million in investment while they're part of our program and 1 year after graduation. Ventures that have continued on successfully since then, after graduation, have collectively gone on to earn over $40 million in revenue. We've conducted over 25 competitions with some 1,500 students participating and awards of over $200,000 to them. Each year we have over 400 students participating in entrepreneurship courses. Kind of cool, huh? Yeah? I hope so. Yeah, I think that's a round of applause for these guys. Right? Folks are doing some really neat things here, amazing things here. But now for the really great stuff. Out of all the above, we've also had 100 student ventures that have taken the entrepreneurial risk and have completely failed in our program. Over 1,500 students have competed in our competitions, taking a risk, stepping out of their comfort zone. Yet only about 100 of them got award money. 1,400 of them failed to win anything. It's all about the journey, folks, right? It's about taking risks, failing, getting up, trying again, and learning as you go along here. We need to celebrate risk-taking and failure more often, as the only failure in life is not trying. We provide an amazing program for students to take risks, fail, and learn, which ultimately makes them more successful. I didn't mention this, but I'm actually a Kogod graduate myself. I did my MBA here back in the early 90s. But I have to say my heart is actually with my undergraduate program at UNC Chapel Hill. And there's only one athlete I can possibly quote coming out of UNC Chapel Hill, which is, of course, Michael Jordan. So Michael said once, "I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games. 26 times I've been trusted to take the game-winning shot and missed. I've failed over and over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed." So with these new financial resources, we'll be accelerating risk-taking. We'll be accelerating failing and learning opportunities through 3 key pillars. The first is increasing cross-campus engagement and competitions and other experiential learning activities by building a student-driven, risk-taking entrepreneurial mindset. Second, we will build a stronger recruitment process and pipeline for students in the Business Incubator program. And then finally, we'll be providing more robust financial and mentor support to all of our student-led ventures. All of these will ultimately elevate American University and Kogod in the global university entrepreneurship space. Risk-taking, failure, learning, all the way to success. In 2014, we launched version 1.0 called the Entrepreneurship and Innovation Initiative. In 2017, we launched version 2.0 as the AU Center for Innovation. And today, in October of 2023, we now launch version 3.0 as the Veloric Center for Entrepreneurship. We wholeheartedly thank Gary Veloric and his entire family for seeing the vision we've laid out over these years, taking the risks, failing our way to success, and wanting to help us take this program to the next levels here. In the immortal words of the Grateful Dead, what a long, strange trip it's been. And here's to many more strange trips in the wacky and crazy world of entrepreneurship. Thank you very much. So now I have the pleasure to introduce Rachel Koretsky, a Kogod BSBA 2014 alumni. Rachel's venture, UPace, was a founding venture member of our Business Incubator program back in 2014. UPace is a leading platform for driving reservations and membership engagement for community recreation centers across the U.S. Rachel's also the director of DC Startup Week, the premier annual week-long event held each October. It actually starts on Monday of this week coming up here, that conducts over 150 events, 6,000 entrepreneurs, investors, and other community members take place in this. And she has been running it for the last 3 years, I think 4 years. 8 years. Oh my goodness, I missed that one. 8 years. I'll have to give a plug for this. Please go. It's an amazing experience for everybody to go see. In 2014, Rachel was recognized in DCNO's top 25 DC startup founders under the age of 25 as an aspiring entrepreneur. Please welcome Rachel.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for having me today. Thank you to the AU community. As it was mentioned earlier, it's been a hard week, not only in my family, the Jewish community, but around the world. During this time, it's so important to realize how community is there for you. So many of my old professors, the dean, old people and the founding member of the incubator program here has reached out to me to check on me, my husband, my children, and that has just meant the absolute world. This program goes beyond just the walls of the classroom, the walls that are here. It's not a program when you're just a student, but it is a program that lasts throughout your life and your journey. So with that said, I'm so excited to be here. Thank you so much for having me speak and share my journey. 11 years ago, I was sitting in the classrooms of Kogod studying entrepreneurship and business. I had this idea. I was working on the classroom. I was struggling going to the rec center on campus and really felt the importance of taking group exercise classes and having that experience. So in the classroom, Professor Bellows and Professor White, we were going through that process, finding the problem, building out solutions. At the same time, they were working on building out this incubator program. And they asked me, can you pitch this idea you're working on in the classroom? We'll give you extra credit. And I was going to get that A in the class. I was like, I'll do all the extra credit you want. Come on, keep giving me those opportunities. So after each pitch, everyone would ask me, are you going to build it? Are you going to make this idea become a reality? And I was just focused to get to graduation, wanted to graduate and be out in the real world. A couple weeks after graduation, I emailed Professor Bellows and Tommy White, and I said, I think I want to go for it. I'm scared. I don't know how to start a business. What are my next steps? What do I do? So we sat down in the basement of Kogod, and they laid out my plan. First, try to talk to 100 rec centers, get their opinions, ask them the hard questions, find out how much they're willing to pay. And they went with me every single step of the way. They became my advisors, my mentors, my role models, my supporters when you have that hard moments, when you try to go after a sale and they say no, when you're trying to figure out how to get investment, and the ones that were next to me when you got your 10th client, your 20th client, to celebrate those wins of entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is lonely, as many of you guys know in this room. It's hard. You go through a roller coaster of emotions and experiences, and having community and the people to support you throughout every step of the way is crucial to make you're the one that's going to be able to succeed and start and scale your business. I was one of the first cohorts of the program. I came back to live in DC to be able to participate along with 4 other ventures, one of which Diego, that's sitting right here in the middle, one of my dear friends today. And that's when I really, really understood the importance of this program. Having other like-minded students, all different ideas. One was a nail business, a nonprofit, a food-based company, different industries, different mindsets, but having the people that were also going through a similar journey where we were able to go through those challenges and learn from each other's failures along the way and pick each other back up. These people have become some of my greatest friends and mentors that I have to this day. This experience also has led me to create my second venture, DC Startup Week, as Tommy mentioned earlier, which is next week. I have to always plug that because I realized community. Community is everything in entrepreneurship. We have now grown to a community of over 15,000 entrepreneurs and startups and investors and ecosystem builders throughout the DC, Maryland, and Virginia area. DC Startup Week would not have grown to what it is today without the incubator program, even though it's a different idea and concept than my main tech startup, UPace, but that experience has led and triggered into this huge event and program that supports not only entrepreneurs locally, but also has become around the world, that has a combination of education, connection, and celebration of 3 components that I learned while I was here studying, as well as through this incubator program. I truly believe without this program and without the support of the professors and the other like-minded students, that I wouldn't be standing here today. They have been the crucial factor that I'm always so unbelievably appreciative for everything that they have done for me. It's going beyond just being here as a student. It has changed everything in my life. I wouldn't have my businesses. I wouldn't have that without this program here. And that is the one thing for the students that are in the room and the supporters. And thank you so much to the Veloric family, because you're not just making a difference for the students when they're their 4 years here at campus. You're making a difference for the rest of their lives. That's the difference that it's had for me. So I just want to say a huge thank you, and thank you to American University.
And now I have the pleasure to introduce Ellie Watchman, who received her Master's in International Development from the School of International Studies and a Certificate in Social Innovation in 2022. Ellie is a co-founder and executive director of Sakona Rescue Center, a 501c3 nonprofit that is current member of the Business Incubator Program. Sakona Rescue Center is an international NGO that is dedicated to housing and empowering abused women and children in Kenya. In 2022, Ellie was recognized in DCNO's Top 25 Under 25 as an aspiring entrepreneur. Please welcome Ellie.
Wow. Thank you, Tommy, for the kind words and generous introduction. As he said, my name is Ellie Watchman. I am the co-founder and executive director of Sakona Rescue Center, a gender-based violence recovery shelter and empowerment center based in Kitengela, Kenya. Co-founded by Agnes Katonga and myself, our 501c3 nonprofit exists to provide a physically and psychologically safe space for the 1 in 3 Kenyan women affected by abuse. we are harnessing the power of community to end this gender-based violence in Kitengela and Kenya broadly through an intimate home-like experience, trauma-informed care, and practical skill building. In fact, in just the last year, we've been able to transform the lives of 8 women and their 12 children. We've been able to transform their lives from lives of violence and abuse to ones of hope, confidence, and agency. But while I could talk endlessly about Sakona and our mission, I must emphasize how deeply humbled I am to be standing before you today. What a great honor it is to be part of such a momentous celebration, to be able to share my inexplicable gratitude and excitement for American University's new Veloric Center for Entrepreneurship. For when we founded Sakona Rescue Center in 2019, I was but a young college student with a grandiose dream of leveraging my relative wealth and opportunity toward preventing and reconciling the egregious injustices perpetrated against women across the world. I wholeheartedly believed in, and still do, in Agnes Katanga and the local women's rights movement she had cultivated. Together, we dreamed of fostering healthy families to create a culture of care and activism against abuse in Kitengela. We envisioned a resource where families could heal from mental, emotional, physical, and sexual violence, where survivors could learn, build confidence, and develop marketable skill sets with their basic needs met. We dreamed of building a haven for women to take ownership of and rewrite their stories. But after 2 years of research and fundraising, our dream was still that, a dream. We were a fledgling 2-person initiative with a $3,000 budget. We had laid the groundwork with countless stakeholder interviews, an international board of directors, and a rigorous strategic plan, yet we struggled to raise financial buy-in. Today, with a master's degree in international development and a certificate in social innovation for global impact from American University, along with a year's worth of invaluable guidance from Tommy, Bill, and Danielle through the AU Business Incubator, we are building Sakona Rescue Center into an activated community center that impactfully dismantles oppressive gender norms. We are working across socioeconomic, race, and culture lines to foster actionable feelings of autonomy and empowerment. We are bringing our vision to life. If you were to visit Sakona Rescue Center now, you would find a secured and furnished 4-bedroom home, a closed-loop sustainable teaching farm, and a tirelessly devoted 4-person staff, all working in tandem to nurture lives worth living. With the partnership of the local government, hospitals, and police, our team is giving power back to the multidimensionally oppressed to fight against an unjust system. And in doing so, we are keenly working to build our operational budget from the original $3,000 to $150,000 in the year ahead. Now, and I cannot overstate this transformation was not a coincidence. Sakona Rescue Center has seen the success that it has today, not by accident. Rather, in my personal and entrepreneurial pursuits, I was called to American University's vision to create meaningful change and address society's current and emerging challenges. I was and am compelled by the campaign, Change Can't Wait. I know that we have no other choice but to say, challenge accepted. I will step up and show up for social justice. I sought out American University. I chose an institution and an education where I would be empowered to change the world. I joined the AU Business Incubator because I wanted to be mentored and challenged. I sought out the space to build confidence in my critical and risk-taking skills, and I found a place to test my grit and resilience as I bring my dream to life. And I could not be more gratified in having done so. This university, this center, built me. Together, we have transformed crude passion and determination into informed and thoughtful leadership. The incubator leadership recognized my deep empathy and created a daring disruptor. Most importantly, they shaped a confident and loyal crusader to join the ranks of awe-inspiring eagles who, like the esteemed Gary Veloric, are changing the world. So again, it is with immense pride that I get to say thank you to the people and the place that have made me into who I am today. What a privilege it is to represent the lives that American University and its Center for Entrepreneurship have transformed. How fortunate we all are to be part of such an innovative, disruptive, and peace-building institution. And how fitting it is that we get to dedicate such an integral piece of this institution and its legacy to the Veloric family. Thank you, and please stop by our table at the reception. I'd love to connect more and share more about Sakona.
So I think you can see the impact of this program that it's had in only 9 years. Imagine what it could do in the next 10 years with the amazing support of the Velorics. Consistent with Gary's DNA, I want to make a deal happen here. So as Rachel was speaking, I'm going to get fired for this. Jeff Sine leans over and says to me, I'm going to buy her company. Okay. So in this room, I want to give you a little advice. He's a tough negotiator. Sell high. Get a good tax attorney. Give some pre-tax stock to the Veloric Center and take a deduction and really jack up the price for it. Courtney was happy with that. Yeah. So we've heard about Gary's commitment to his family, to deals, to music, and to American University. And Gary is giving us a gift of Flo Rida tonight. There's a band on the quad tomorrow or in the tavern if it's raining. And Gary mentioned Marcel Chagnon. So Gary's company, Red Stripe Group, signed Marcel, and Gary would text me this song all the time. And I'm like, all right, this is a little weird, but say, listen to the music. And when you listen to the music and listen to Marcel's lyrics, you'll understand why, and you'll understand Gary Veloric. Please.
You don't see this every day, do you? With Gary, probably some of you actually do see this, like the Dean was saying. I live this song. I still am living this song. I think everyone's living this song. Everyone's got their peaks and valleys, ups and downs, and we're all just trying to make it to the next place. Gary, it just gave it a whole spin on me here. I got my throat came up in my mouth when you said the quote of the bridge of this lyric of mine. It just, it hit me a different way. Like you're inspiring me now with my own song. I'm like, yeah. Oh yeah, I wrote that. Anyway, I wasn't intending on singing into a mic because of the small room, and I was going to project, but this is for Gary since he's not here, which I'm really bummed about, Gary, so we'll have to hook up soon. Anyway, I'm playing at the 5 o'clock reception as well for 30 minutes, so I'll see you guys over there. It's good to see you again. How you been? Doing all right. Still sorting out things. Yeah, I'm riding the fence. I'm out making dents. Doing whatever it takes. Been landscaping, waiting, building and painting. Lately, anything that's paying. I've been the talk of the town, been juggled around. Friends I have lost as I played the clown. Been promised and primed, moments I've cried for. Better days, better ways. I thought about leaving, but I stuck it out, picked up my chin, and I keep on believing. Don't have 2 pennies to rub, but my card still slides. What good is life if you're not living? Making minimum payments is part of my cadence. Waiting to get back what I've given. It won't be too long now till I catch my break. Good things happen to those who will wait. I've been the talk of the town, been juggled around. Few friends I have lost as I played the clown. Been promised and primed, been moments I've cried for. Better days, better ways. I thought about leaving, but I stuck it out, picked up my chin. Keep on believing. And if I get knocked down, I'm right back up. The ones that I love give me strength. Backing in now, baby. Hold myself right up. There ain't a prayer that I haven't prayed. Oh, I'm the talk of the town. I've been juggled around. Friends I have lost since I paid the clown. I promised and cried, and moments I've cried for better days, better ways. I thought about leaving, but I stuck it out, pick up my chin, and I keep on believing. Yeah, I'm all right now, baby. Coming out a win. I feel all right now lately. Coming out ahead. Thank you, Gary. Thank you.
So we'd like to invite everybody to Constitution Hall for a reception. Thank you very much. Marcel, thank you. The entire Veloric family, Gary, Nancy, thank you for everything. Thank you very much.